I'm getting ready to call them.
Are you David Beck?
I am.
How come it's so hard to reach you?
Are you Nina?
Have you gotten my voicemails, my emails, my letter?
I got your letter and I responded to it, but I didn't hear from you.
Did you file it here?
No, I just sent it to you.
I just want to make sure
I didn't get it.
everything correctly.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you guys see at the table closest to the lectern, closest to the jury box.
Where do I sit?
Ma'am, who are you, please?
I'm Nina.
Okay, you see this table over here to the right?
Judge?
Are you Mr. Beck?
I am.
Mr. Beck, you'll be at that table if you don't mind.
Oh.
Do you guys need hearing devices?
Thank you. Good morning. We're on record in case 2025-0249. The matter is captioned for domestic relations division of Adams County, Ohio. It's Ms. Nina Borsovna versus that of Carl Lindsay Brooks. This matter appeared before the court on the 26th day of August of 2025 pursuant to the petitioner plaintiff's motion for recusal of the magistrate who has conducted some hearings thus far in the matter. Appearing before the court today is Ms. Nina Borsovna. Ma'am, is it Nina or Nina?
Nina Borsovna.
Nina Borsovna is present. Also present is that of Mr. Carl Lindsay Brooks, or your Carl Lindsay Brooks. Yes. Thank you. And he's accompanied by his counsel, Mr. David D. Beck. Ms. Borsovna, would you like to be heard on your motion, ma'am?
Yes, give me a moment. I need to give them a copy of everything that we're going to go through, the exhibits. There you go.
Today is were you anticipating a full hearing? There's a hearing scheduled for September the 11th before hearing on the petition. Today is just about the recusal, it was my understanding.
I comprehend that. Everything that I'm giving to my husband and David Beck has to do with today's matter, not September 11th.
Right.
It has to do with the recusal. All right. I'm just going to. I've never met you. I've never interacted with you, so I'm just going to do an introduction for you and me and whoever wants to hear this. So I'm not a court officer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just sui juris. I'm going to do my best to present my exhibits. My first language was Russian, so that I have a hard time pronouncing some English words. So if you could just have patience with the way I talk today. All right, we'll do that later. All right, right now let me introduce myself on the record of August 26, 2025. Hello to everyone involved, both known and unknown. Do I have about 30 minutes to speak?
In this introduction?
Because I need 30 minutes, yeah. Well, not the introduction,
well,
everything.
The introduction shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 minutes, so if you'd like to go ahead and do your opening or your introduction.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
I come in peace today with virtue and honor. I call and invoke my creators that I call Elohim, some call God, to be present with us today in the municipal courthouse hearing. I pray the Spirit of God will guide us all and myself in peace and wisdom, and may the grace that I may have weakness in cover the rest. I am the living woman de jure, I may be pronouncing that wrong, I don't speak Latin, sui juris and petitioner with the common law name of Nina Borsovna. I come to discern and find a remedy today with the motion that I made of recusal on Magistrate Hunter, and to try to find resolution with all agents of the U.S. Treasury today. It's okay if nobody believes the way I believe. I'm not here to persuade your beliefs to believe like me. I am just here to state who I am and why I am here today. I hold superior title as the living owner and true original creditor of my estate and trust called the all caps Nina Borsovna. Has you or anybody taken time, Spencer, to look at my affidavit of status and standings I filed?
I've read this entire file.
Okay, so that includes the affidavit of status?
If it's a part of your file, I've read it.
Okay, good to know. I am the foreign state and nation of Israel, also known as Zion through the LDS Church. I am not a U.S. citizen or resident or person. I'm just a living woman with a soul belonging to Israel and my creators. There's a Latin saying that I would like to invoke and initiate called, I'm probably not pronouncing the Latin right, Dio et montrot, which means God and my right. I do not waive any of my rights today or powers, nor do I give anyone power of attorney over me in today's matter. Judge Spencer, did you also read the file that says notice of non-consent of appointed court attorney and notice of non-consent of power of attorney carefully?
I read everything literally and carefully, and if it's in your file, I've read it.
Okay, I just don't want to assume anything as we go along. All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to start with my exhibits that pertain to the recusal matter today on Magistrate Hunter.
May I give Mr. Beck an opportunity to make an opening statement? Mr. Beck, considering liberally, per se, I consider that an opening statement. Would you like to make any opening statement?
Well, yeah, briefly, Your Honor. First off, if we're just here on the issue of whether the magistrate, recuses himself, we have no objection.
Very well. So, the law allows, when the magistrate presides over matters, then the court has the option of approving that finding, subject to objections by a person. The court has the option of amending or modifying the ruling by the magistrate, or the court has the opportunity to just conduct the entire hearing once again in the presence of the court for independent decision. And so Mr. Beck has indicated that he has no objection to your request for recusal of Magistrate Hunter, and the matter will be set before me on September the 11th.
Hold on. Are you saying that we're not going to go through my exhibits of why I have grounds to recuse Magistrate Hunter for being biased on this case?
There's, I don't know what your purpose would be. Mr. Beck has acknowledged that he has no objection to recusal of the magistrate. I've advised that I'm willing to take the case on September the 11th. They've shifted it to my calendar, and that was your request. So.
And also on the record, let the record reflect, I'm not pro se, I'm sui juris, so please don't use pro se on me.
I'll use the terms that I'm familiar with and I'm legally authorized to utilize in this courtroom.
So you're not familiar with sui juris, what it means? Because I have a definition from Black Law Dictionary to help you.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I understand.
Oh, you know what sui juris is.
You will not be directing me on the terms, legal terms that I'll be using. Are you wanting to apply American or Ohio law in this case?
Oh, what are you confused about when it comes to sui juris versus pro se?
I have no confusion. I've moved on. So, is your position that the laws of Ohio do not apply to you?
Did I say that?
No, ma'am. I'm asking. It's a question.
I'm not above any law.
No, ma'am. I'm not. I didn't suggest that. My question is, are you suggesting that the authority of this court, that it's not binding upon you by law? It's a yes or no.
Well, I have time to think and process what you just said. Hold on. Let me repeat and see if I can comprehend what you just said. You're saying, do the laws of the state of Ohio apply or not apply to me?
Yes, ma'am. Your personal belief.
I apply the laws of God and the Constitution in this court, in this matter today. And the state of Ohio laws must reflect the Constitution, whatever it may be.
The 14th Amendment would apply to Ohio laws.
I'm not using the 14th Amendment. I'm talking about all the laws that fall in the Constitution, the Bible, and the state of Ohio has to uphold the federal laws.
Constitution, correct. Okay, so if you're saying that the Constitution does apply to your request, then the Constitution also has the 14th Amendment, which is applicable to the states and the laws of the states. So that's all I needed to know.
Okay, well, I'm not, if you had read my affidavit status, I'm not applying the 14th Amendment today. I just clarified in my introduction, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm the foreign state of Israel, also known as Zion. So those are two different things. U.S. citizen, if you would allow me to go through my exhibits, you would have a better understanding. I'm not sure why you're cutting this meeting short, because if you answered my motion, then I need to have time to tell you all the evidence of why I'm recusing him and what lawful grounds I have. And facts. How are you not allowing me to present my facts and laws in my exhibits?
Ma'am, Mr. Beck has agreed with you. I'm agreeing with you. The magistrate will be recused, and that's what you wanted. I don't know what else you want to talk about today.
Well, I worked really hard to prepare for this day. I did research. I spent, you know, I'm on a tight budget. I print this stuff out so we can put it on the record, so that allow me to put something on the record at least. Besides,
how much time are you requesting?
Give me 15 minutes.
You can go.
Thank you. All right. So as Judge Spencer clarified to all of us, he understands sui juris, so I don't have to go through Exhibit A unless David Beck and Carl, you want to go through the definition of sui juris?
Please, I do not want to.
All right. Moving on from Exhibit A. Exhibit B clarifies through Black Law Dictionary 8th edition with pages numbered what pro se is, with definitions from several places besides Black Law Dictionary. We'll skip that since I'm just assuming everybody knows what pro se means. All right, Exhibit C, it's quite important. Well, one of the most important ones. It's the Treaty of Paris of 1783, where it clarifies literally the Declaration of Independence of free and independent states, or some may call it sovereign states. Article 1 says of the treaty also means contract. I can't pronounce it, forgive me, Britannica Majesty, which some may call the Vatican, acknowledges the state United States to be free, sovereign, and independent states, that he treats with them as such, and for himself, his heirs and successors, relinquishes all claims to the government. Unfortunately, they don't tell you what kind of government they're talking about, foreign or domestic, property and territorial rights of the same in every part thereof. The reason I bring Exhibit C into the record is because Magistrate Hunter keeps smearing me with the two words called sovereign citizen, with no laws or facts to rebut and to prove that I wrote sovereign citizen in the documents I filed. I did not write sovereign citizen in my documents. All right, let's go to another exhibit. This one is the second most important. Exhibit D, let's go to page 12 of Exhibit D. I'm going to read out some important United States Supreme Court findings and rulings about why U.S. agents or court officers should not be smearing somebody, a litigant, with sovereign citizen. why it has no grounds or merits to smear somebody with that. United States versus Phillips says, use of the term sovereign citizen to discredit a litigant's argument does not relieve the court of the duty to evaluate the claims on their merits. Merits could also mean opinions. United States versus Davis. Although courts may disagree with litigants who, forgive me, I have a hard time speaking English, espouse non-traditional legal arguments, the use of pejorative or political labels does not substitute for legal analysis. United States versus Benab. Courts must avoid using the term sovereign citizen as a basis for summary dismissals, as it may lead to prejudice and violates the fundamental right to be heard, according as the First Amendment tells us so. U.S. versus Singleton. Federal courts must avoid, forgive me, I don't speak Latin, somebody can correct me, ad hominem characterizations. A litigant's claim must be judged by substance, not by stigmatizing the speaker. Substance is literally falls with substantial evidence, goes to laws, physical evidence, or some can call it natural law. Smith versus U.S. Labels like sovereign citizen cannot be used as a basis to deny procedural rights or prejudice the merits of a party's claims. There's others that I have filed. You can all look at it later. I'm not going to read out a bunch of others since I have, how many minutes do I have? 10 minutes?
You asked for 15, you still have 10.
Okay, good. All right, Exhibit E, it's kind of important. It depends on what your belief is. So I'll just run through it really quick. Sovereign definitions, Black Law Dictionary, 8th edition, page 1430. It's the adjective and noun depending on how you use it. It means of a state. State means mind or belief, or a group of people thinking the same way. Characteristic of or endowed. A person, body, or state vested with independent and supreme authority. A ruler of an independent state. I'm not a ruler. Also, it says in the same page in that 8th edition Black Law Dictionary, sovereign equality under international law. Excuse me, I have a lung problem. The principle that nations have the right to enjoy territorial integrity and political independence, free from intervention by other nations. And I'll get that to in a minute about how there's other sovereign nations right here in North America. Sovereign power in the same book says the power to make and enforce laws. And if you look at the 9th and 10th Amendment in the Constitution, it tells you the power belongs to either the individual states or to the people, the American people. They are lawgivers with Congress. Also, you'll find the power to the people mentioned in Genesis 1:26 in the Holy Bible, which, does anybody want me to read that? I brought the Bible, or do you just want to go off the Bible verse I just quoted? You want me to clarify the Bible verse, or are you okay with skipping that?
I'm just giving you your opportunity to make your statement however you'd like to do it.
I just don't want people's, I guess, minds to get too filled up with, a lot of stuff. All right, this is pretty important, I thought. The essence of statehood is sovereignty, the principle that each nation answers only to its own domestic order and is not accountable to a larger international community, save only to the extent it has consented, which you'll find in the Constitution, the word consent appears like 6 times, to do so. Sovereign states are thus conceived as, I can't pronounce this, forgive me, hermetically sealed units, atoms. Oh, thank you. Atoms that spin around on international orbit, sometimes colliding, sometimes corroborating, but always separate and apart. And there's other explanations there. You guys can take time on your own free will to read it. I'm going to skip over some things. So in my LDS church, they taught us some very lawful elements and about free will, about discernment. We literally have in our church, called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have our own, you could say, government. We have a prophet, which pretty much is like a governor for us, making revelations between us and God. They have their own oath of office, commission, and I don't think it's in our scriptures, the Book of Mormon, which I brought, Doctrine and Covenants, and it goes with the Bible. That's our personal and sacred beliefs. Okay, but anyway, they taught us you have free agency. Choose, discern spirits, whether they be of God or Lucifer. So I don't know how Magistrate Hunter came up with sovereign citizen. I'm not a ruler, but I do discern. I try to do my best with the Spirit of God and with the help of other people. We have free will to choose and to give consent to whoever is around us, whether it be God or Lucifer or anybody on this earth. All right, let's see. Exhibit 5 is interesting. I'm not going to really run through it, but I'll just tell you, there are literally sovereign micronations right here in North America. You have the 7 nations of the Native Americans. You have something, let me see if I can pronounce them. Byzantium Novum, they were formed in 2010. They have their own website. And here's what's really shocking. They have their own constitution, senators, governors, chancellery, church. They have their own declaration called the Declaration of Byzantium Novum. I'm like, wow, what do you know? You know, I thought I knew stuff. No, I don't. And these governors, if you look in their website, have two names. One's a Roman name and one's a U.S. citizen name, which is really interesting, you know. Okay. What? I got 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Magistrate Hunter, he kept saying, I prohibit you, Nina. I order you, Nina. I will get you for contempt of court if you keep declaring sovereign citizen. And I'm like, what the heck? I did not write sovereign citizen words in my documents. Sui juris does not equal sovereign citizen. It's 2 different words. And if you think about it, you guys really think about it in the core of our souls, how can someone tell me who I can be and not be in my beliefs? I mean, are we supposed to believe like everyone else around us? I mean, heaven forbid. I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I don't know how to merge my mind into someone else's beliefs and say, oh yeah, let's be twins. Okay, the Declaration of Independence literally tells you that the powers of government comes from the consent of the governed. It also declares that the states are free and independent to dissolve all political connections from the British Crown. And some may call the British Crown today District of Columbia, which is an incorporated lien holder of the Queen of England and the Vatican. And I can prove that down the road later on. I have screenshots showing how the Queen of England and the Vatican are successors on a form called N88 of the U.S. Treasury. Very interesting, you know. Whew. Blows my mind. Okay. I'm just going to go over Exhibit J, which is page 32. Magistrate Hunter keeps telling me that he found fact and laws of this defamatory slur, sovereign citizen, but he actually doesn't state any facts and laws. There's no substance. There's no quoting of Supreme Court cases. There's no constitutional laws he has quoted. There's no. Let's see if I can pronounce the word. Substantive facts quoted. He's assuming he thinks he knows who I am and telling me, hey, I'm going to intimidate you with this and this if you continue to claim your beliefs of sui juris.